Hello, this is Dennis. Today I would like to talk about why someone should not use an old phone after some years. I'm going to base on my experience. 2011 was the first time I got a smartphone. It was a Nokia C7. But right now, this is 2024. I don't think that phone would work now. Maybe it would be used for calls and messages mainly, but not for WhatsApp and all that. The main reason would be, one, okay, if I'm to be organized, some of the reasons I would say why you should not use a very old phone in the current generation. First of all, software updates. That's the first challenge. For example, in 2011, I think we had Android 2, Android 2, or Android 3 point, or Android 4 point. Okay, I think Android below 4.4. Right now we have Android, I think 14. So that means you are behind by 10 Android versions. Then the other thing would be application sizes. For example, in 2011, WhatsApp was around, I think, 5 MBs. Right now, our WhatsApp application is around, I think, towards 40 MBs, 35 to 40 MBs. So that's another thing. The other thing would be internet speed. In 2011, the internet speed was, I think, below even 2G. Right now we have 5G, so the internet speed will be way faster now than it was back then. The other thing would be technology in terms of camera. In 2011, it was the same sun shining, the same rain falling and all that, but the devices we had that could capture the photos then were not really equipped to capture those moments. For example, we had less shutter speed. So if you moved using the camera of a phone of that time, your photo would not be clear. But right now the cameras and the technology has caught up. So the shutter speed is faster and also the auto brightness is better. So nowadays photos are really way better than they used to be in the past. The other thing I would say is, okay, actually this would be the main reason. I remember in 2011, a 2GB memory card or 2GB flash disk was costing around, if I'm to put it in dollars, let me see, okay, let me say $6. That was a 2GB memory card. Right now, at around, I think, let me estimate $8, you can get a 64GB memory card class 10. Yet in 2011, at $6 you'd get 2GB, maybe class 2 or class 4. So for those who understand storage, is that the lower the class, the slower the read and write speed. Yet the higher the class, the faster the read and write speed. Personally, I do photography and also I enjoy having a memory card in my phone. And then the other thing is the flash storage or the memory of the phone itself. I'm going to make some research quickly, but all I know is that even if it is a brand that we wouldn't want right now, for example, a Techno phone of 2024 has a faster storage speed than a Nokia phone of 2011. Yes, Techno, personally I take Techno to be, I would say, cheap smartphone, or okay, a cheap, how can I call it? A phone that they make using cheap materials. That's what I'm trying to bring out. And a Nokia of 2011 would be a phone of class because that time, okay. So, but because of the years that have passed, a Techno of now, even if it uses the cheapest materials of the current generation, would be way better than a person who has a Nokia of 2011. Then the final thing I would like to talk about is UFS. I think universal flash storage. Yeah, universal flash storage actually determines the performance of a phone, I think, better than anything else. It determines how you capture photos, how you record things, how you actually use the phone. Universal flash storage is basically, it's graded in terms of one, there's 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, and currently we are in the version of 4.0. What I've noticed that phones that we say are expensive actually have flash storage of 3.1 and above. For example, right now Samsung, I think S24 Ultra has flash storage of UFS of universal flash storage of 3.1. There's a Nokia X10. My sister has one actually. I read about it. It has a flash storage of universal flash storage of 3.1. So you realize that such phones, even if you take a photo, you won't lose it. But if, for example, if you use a Techno, right now the latest Techno is Techno Spark 20. But the issue with that Techno is that it uses a universal flash storage of 2.2. So it is still slow. Compared to a Nokia, actually the Nokia I'm talking about is the X10 is a bit older than the latest Techno right now. But the reason why Nokia would prove better than the Techno is that Nokia flash storage is way better. So that means the read and write speed is way higher than the what? It's way higher than the read and write speed of the latest Nokia, the latest Techno. So that would give you the reason why you'd rather buy a Nokia version than a Techno. But in conclusion, because of the changing technologies and adjustments and all these things, I would advise someone to actually, if you have to buy a smartphone, always consider the universal flash storage. Right now we are in 2024. Today is March 2024. I would encourage someone to get a phone which has a flash storage of, I would say, above 2.2. Yes, you can search. You can actually put in internet and search and say maybe what's the UFS of maybe maybe Nokia X10, or what is the UFS of Samsung S23 Ultra, something like that. They will show you. At least some have already made research about it. So I would encourage someone to get a phone which has above 2.2 of universal flash storage. So that's the information I want to talk about today, and I would encourage you. Yes, what I know is that when you get a phone which has a good flash storage speed, it will enable you to last even for the next 5 years, or 3 to 5 years at least. It will not be disturbing you a lot, because the flash speed is increasing, but it's not also increasing that fast. But at least it's important to get such. So I would encourage you to consider that as you consider to get your next phone. So the latest flash storage right now is 4.0. I think that is found in iPhone 15. I don't know if iPhone 14 has it also, but yeah. But for these other Android phones, I think Samsung has that. I think if you don't like Samsung, there is Xiaomi, there is Oppo. Yeah, you could also find in those other versions. I hope you've learned something today, and if you have any question, feel free to comment. Thank you.